Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Iridium Axel, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why I love Shovel Knight. So if you've never played or heard of Shovel Knight before, it's basically a small indie game done in a retro 16-bit style, and that's actually the first thing that I really do love about this game. The art style and the play style fit perfectly with what they're trying to accomplish here. So essentially, you're a knight that wields a shovel as his primary weapon. As you play through the game, your goal is the pretty stereotypical save the princess type trope with a slight twist to it. You're actually going to save your best friend, another knight named Shield Knight. Because of this, it actually gives a pretty pleasant modification to this whole trope in the story, but I'm not going to focus on the story of Shovel Knight too much in this video, because that's really not what made me love it that much, although it certainly was good, so I recommend if you enjoy a good but basic story, definitely look into this game. Anyway, what I really want to talk about is the gameplay. Shovel Knight is divided into 3 facets right now. It's going to be 4 pretty soon, but just to start with, you have the Shovel Knight playthrough. Big shocker there. Then you have the Plague Knight playthrough, then the Spectre Knight playthrough, and coming soon, the King Knight playthrough, which will be a free DLC. Now, the 3 of these other characters are all bosses in the Shovel Knight storyline, and all of their different storylines will overlap in the games, although I think King Knight is going to be a prequel, so I'm excited to see what they do with that. But what I wanted to talk about with the gameplay, aside from the fact that it is fun, because it is quite fun. In fact, I was like number 11 in the speedrunning top charts for Spectre Knight because I had a lot of fun playing it, and I noticed I was pretty okay at it, but that's beside the point. Something you notice when you're playing through these various characters are the controls are mastered. And not necessarily mastered by you, but mastered by the people who made them. The controls are excellent and basic. It's a 2D game built in a style of like an old Super Nintendo game, and they got the controls just right. So they've expanded from the types of things that they had back in the day, but it still gives you that good, sweet feeling of whatever you do, you can see it translate on screen pretty much exactly how you're wanting to do it. Any finicky game mechanics can usually be understood fairly quickly, that or they've given you a way to get around it. It's just slight things with the design of the game that make it so satisfying to play because it was just built to be controlled perfectly. Another thing that I really love about this game, and other people have talked about this, is the music. And the music sounds beautiful. It is, as the young people say, an absolute banger. At least most of the time. There are a few levels where I'm like, it's not great, but they remaster it and remix it for the different playthroughs that you can do with Spectre Knight and Plague Knight and whatever. And so you end up getting a different feeling for each individual character, and all of the music sounds really good. It's quite memorable and very enjoyable. I have downloaded individual songs from that game onto my computer just to listen to, and I don't do that with video game music. Like, this is an exception. This and Minecraft. 2 games, excellent music. Really captures the feeling that they were trying to go for with the retro aesthetic. Now, the final point I want to go over, which is something you'll know about me if you saw my previous entry to the series, is I like a challenge, and this game gives it to you with all of the playthroughs. It's hard, but forgiving, and I'm not a huge fan of unforgiving games, with obvious exceptions, but when it comes to this, I'm very appreciative that it is forgiving. Each level you have about 4 or so checkpoints. When you die, you don't lose lives, but rather you lose the in-game currency, which can be used to buy upgrades and armors and whatever for whatever character you're playing as. So it's still definitely a loss, and you have to decide whether you want to go back and try and get that money from the bottomless pit you fell in or whatever, but it doesn't absolutely crush your soul into the dirt every time you die. which will be a lot, because this game is hard. And if you play co-op mode, there is no doubt that you and your friend will be killing each other very, very frequently. It's not PvP, but you can do some tricky things. Anyway, that's about all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me rattle off the various things I liked about Shovel Knight, although these are some pretty just objectively good things about the game. Tell me what you think about it in the comments section down below. You can also see in the description where you can buy this game, and it goes for about $25 for the Treasure Trove Edition, which comes with all of the playthroughs and the future DLC for King Knight, which I'm super excited about. Anyway, thanks a ton for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I guess I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.